Hi, I'm Tom Frampton, owner and audio engineer at Mastering the Mix, and in this video I'll be showing you how to use a limiter whilst mastering audio. The limiter is the final piece of the puzzle in music production. It's the last plugin your music goes through before you release it to the world, and this video explains how to get the best settings on your limiter for your music. Not all limiters are created equal. At a minimum, you want a limiter that has gain, output, attack, and release parameters, as well as an intersample peak mode. This will allow you to fine-tune the way the limiter reacts to your audio. Using a limiter without these parameters will hold your music back from reaching its full potential. Let's assume your mastering chain is sounding great. All that's left is the final tweaks on the limiter to get it to the perfect loudness before you release the track. Start by increasing the gain to bring the loudness of the track up to the level you're after. To get this absolutely perfect, I look at my LUFS meters. This master will be going up on Spotify, which will normalize the track to no louder than -11 LUFS integrated. So I want to make sure this master sits around that level. For this track, it's about 3 decibels of input gain. Next, I want to make sure that my attack and release are fine-tuned to suit the audio material. To get these just right, I like to boost the input gain right up to around 20 decibels to exaggerate the effect of the distortion. I then tweak the attack and release to minimize the distortion at this level. I then bring down the input gain by about 50% to listen to how the transients are working with these settings. If I want a bit more punch, I might increase the attack, and if I want a smoother, more controlled sound, I might increase the release. Finally, I bring the input gain back down to the 3 decibels that I had initially set, and I can be confident that the settings I've chosen will work well with my audio. The output of the limiter is often overlooked. It's extremely important to set it correctly to avoid clipping when your music is played back through speakers. Making sure your track peaks below 0 decibels true peak will ensure that your audio doesn't clip when transcoded to lossy file formats for streaming. I'll turn on the intersample peak setting on my limiter and watch my true peak meter to ensure I don't breach my threshold of -0.1 decibels true peak. My limiter only has 4 times oversampling, whereas Levels has 16 times oversampling, making it more accurate at detecting true peaks. During mastering, your limiter should be used in a musical way to set the volume of your audio to its ideal level. Avoid smashing your song with a lot of input gain and focus on a light setting that works perfectly with your audio.